Good afternoon. My name is KyleTisdel. I am an attorney at the Western Environmental Law Center. We are a nonprofit public interest environmental law center, law firm with offices throughout the West. I work within WELC's. I'll say this up front. As an attorney, we really love our acronyms. So WELC is the Western Environmental Law Center. I work within WELC's Climate and Energy Program. And we work to fight dirty energy produced from oil and gas, as well as to promote the transition to clean, renewable energy. We've been working on behalf of Citizens for a Healthy Community for a little over a year now, submitting comments, supplemental information, as well as filing protests with BLM for past oil and gas lease sales in the Delta County region. I'm here to provide just a little background information on August's lease sale proposal, as well as to provide some context for relevant environmental laws, namely the National Environmental Policy Act, or NEPA. I'm not here to provide legal advice, and I'm certainly not here to influence any comments that you may have. As by way of brief background on the proposal and the proposed lease sale in August, on December 7th, we learned that BLM proposed 22 parcels consisting of 30,000 acres to be included in the August oil and gas lease sale. As you saw from the video, these parcels are located primarily in the North Fork Valley, with a few parcels near Paonia Reservoir and near Henderson Creek. Scoping comments are going to be due by February 9th, and according to the schedule that BLM has indicated, they will be preparing an environmental assessment. That environmental assessment will include a second comment period where the community will be welcomed to offer specific comments with regard to what is included in that environmental assessment. And after taking that comment into consideration, BLM will then be making a decision on the proposed lease sale, which we anticipate sometime in the spring. It's important to note that the North Fork lease sale comes within the context of much larger push for oil and gas development in the U.S. This is evidenced by a lot of news about fracking recently, as well as only recently in President Obama's State of the Union address. The outcome of this proposed development in the North Fork Valley can indeed have a significant impact on the broader national picture. BLM has the great discretion to in deciding what areas they choose to open up for oil and gas development. And in the same breath, they also have great and broad discretion to choose to remove any parcels from the oil and gas lease sale as well. So they can do that on a parcel-by-parcel basis, or indeed their discretion is broad enough that they can simply remove all 22 parcels from the proposed lease sale if they choose. Part of how BLM makes this decision is through public participation, which I think is why we are all here today. And in fact, NEPA requires BLM to consider what the public says before they make a decision. Part of how BLM makes this decision is, again, through that public participation. And whenever we have seen BLM choose to exercise its discretion in the past to remove parcels from consideration, it has almost always come in the face of considerable and strong public opposition for that development. So your comments are important not only because they will help craft a compelling story in terms of putting a face to the sort of community and environmental impacts that very well may result if poor decision making is the result here. While NEPA at its core is a procedural statute, it is not just a checklist for BLM to work through. NEPA's intent is that its framework is used to result in excellent decision making. So if BLM decides to prepare the Procedurally, NEPA requires BLM to consider the impacts of oil and gas development, and they can do this through either an environmental assessment or through what's called an environmental impact statement. If BLM decides to prepare the more abbreviated environmental assessment, as they've indicated here, and that analysis shows that a significant impact may result from that development, they are required to prepare an environmental impact statement, which is a much more detailed scientific study of those impacts. NEPA also requires BLM to consider any alternatives that can reduce the impacts to the community and the environment, including alternatives for no development at all. BLM must also consider other environmental laws, such as the Endangered Species Act, the Clean Air Act, the Clean Water Act. If any of those laws are violated, it can result in a range of possibilities that I won't sort of go into now, but that range includes the possibility that BLM will not be allowed to develop certain parcels. So on behalf of Citizens for a Healthy Community, WELC will be submitting the first round of scoping comments by the February 9th deadline. We will also be involved in scrutinizing every step that BLM makes along the way, and we'll be ready to challenge BLM decisions that do not comply with those laws that I've just mentioned. WELC has some materials on the back table. I welcome you all. I know some of you have taken them already. If you've not, I welcome you to take those materials, and I will also be available for any specific comments that you have either at the break or at the end of the program. Thank you.